just wanted you to watch me dissolve slowly in a pool full of your love.
What is YouTube? My name is Bear Witness. Welcome back to the channel. Now in today's video, we have a massive update coming to the loot system of Anthem. Now recently there was a system set in place with the launch of the game, and then an update took place, and with that the drop rates for masterworks and high level gear increased. Now, if you guys aren't high level yet, this doesn't really affect you because you guys didn't experience that and stuff like that. But shortly thereafter, they reverted it back, and it wasn't very accepted. Like, a lot of people were having a lot of issues with it. They didn't like the fact that they nerfed it. They in fact wanted it to be brought back, and they finally addressed it. Now, I've been waiting on Ben Irvo to, kind of address this, because he said he was going to address it on the 26th. He said he was going to address it on the 27th. He finally addressed it late tonight, which is kind of why this video is being made so late. And he tells us the changes that are going to be made. Now, we don't know what day it's going to happen on. He's shooting for tomorrow, the 28th, but it could be March 1st. Nobody knows. If so, it'd probably be later on in the evening, I think is what he was kind of hinting at when he said it. But before we get into all that, guys, I want to say if you guys are new to the channel, then make sure you guys leave a like down below, as well as clicking that sub button so you guys can get notified on all of my new Anthem content. But aside from that, guys, we're going to hop right into it, and we're going to talk about exactly what changes are being made. Now, he starts off his post with talking about a lot of the stuff that is already happening. He talks about how many of the inscriptions that we get are not useful, which is kind of a big issue, whereas you'll see a lot of things that don't really affect the situation. Now, if you guys don't know what inscriptions are, there's little side things that a lot of the higher level gear, I mean, low level gear does it too, but a lot of that, it's more apparent on the high level gear because you need it more because of the high level bosses. But it happens when there is maybe a pistol, like plus 10% damage to pistols on your assault rifle. Well, obviously you're not using a pistol, you're using an assault rifle, so it makes that kind of useless. A lot of it just doesn't work, and it doesn't fit, and you're constantly having to keep doing things to increase the amount of stuff that you have to get god rolls or good rolls, any way that you guys want to refer to it. So because they're trying to take out, like, not necessarily take out the grinding part, but make it a little bit more agreeable for you guys, a little bit more easy, they understand that we need more masterwork. So he's like, this is what he says. He says, do this, which is the fact that inscriptions are useless. That do this, players need to get many masterworks of the same item to find the good one. Players want the frequency of masterwork drops to increase to help with the above, or they want us to change how masterwork inscriptions work so far that they are more useful. Now, in this change, there will be a couple of different things. The inscriptions are now better. They are then on the weapons they are on. This applies to new items earned in Anthem, not the ones that you guys already have in your vault, but if an inscription applies to only that item is on, it will be useful to that item. Otherwise, the inscription will provide a javelin-wide benefit. So, this is how that's broken down. If it applies to the weapon, like plus 10 to assault rifles, then it's going to be plus 10 to assault rifles. It won't be anything else. It'll apply to that weapon. Now, if it's not directly applied to that weapon, what's going to happen is it's going to be something that affects your javelin. Maybe, a bonus to melee damage, or a bonus to how your suit cools down, or something along the lines of something that's more beneficial to your suit than it is to your weapon. Exactly. So you're getting the maximum amount of benefits that you possibly can from each of your masterwork weapons, or legendary, maybe even, epic. Who knows what you're using at the time of this update. But high level gear will be all around more useful because they're changing the inscriptions on it. So they give an example. For an example, an assault rifle with an item specific plus pistol damage inscription may have plus the electrical damage suit wide inscription. So you'll do more electric damage, you can do more gas damage. It's going to make for some pretty interesting new builds. Personally, I'm going to need to gear up because I'm trying to get my interceptor to more of a toxic build, so that's going to be pretty cool. Now, they also reduced the crafting materials needed to craft a masterwork from 25 masterwork embers to 15 masterwork embers. As you salvage or harvest, you should be able to craft more masterwork items to get the inscriptions you're looking for. Now that the inscriptions are more relevant to their item, this should yield better results for players. Ultimately, it's going to make that Grandmaster 3 that ultimately look pointless because of having so many different inscriptions that didn't necessarily fit with your build, make your build more synergized to you as a player, therefore making the Grandmaster 3 just a tiny bit easier, which is something that's very, very important. Now, one other thing that we're going to talk about, guys, is weapon pools. Now, there are a large pool of inscription options available to roll on items. The inscription pools are generic. Every masterwork item has 4 inscriptions: major primary, minor primary, major secondary, minor secondary. So, every masterwork has 2 abilities that are going to help out a lot. Now, they have 2 other abilities that help out a little bit less, but are still very effective. Now, the change is each item now has a specific set of inscription options for each inscription pool. The pools are smaller and are targeted to specific item type. There used to be a weapon pool, now there's an assault rifle pool, and the assault rifle pool has 4 pools for each of the inscription types listed above. So, the assault rifle pool, and just breaking this down for you guys further. So, if you have an assault rifle, we'll say the Warden. I don't know what a masterwork version of that's called yet, but say you have the Warden. It's going to have specific roles that it could have for its primary inscription, its secondary major inscription, its primary secondary, or minor primary inscription, and then, okay, so we're going to re-go over that because I messed up on that a little bit. Okay, so, assault rifle, you see it. It's going to have 4 different columns. In those 4 different columns for every assault rifle, it's going to have its own table of, the different inscriptions that it can have. So, you get 2 of the same assault rifles. One is going to have a certain set of primaries, minor and major. One's going to have a certain set of secondaries, minor and major. But those things are on their own separate table. So, ultimately, they improved the loot table. They made it a little bit more unique. They made each weapon a little bit more unique when it comes to the inscriptions that they're going to have, and ultimately made loot a little bit more fun, to use. Now, I didn't see anything about directly changing the drop rate. I know that they wanted to improve on the types of weapons that you get when you do get them, but I'm definitely not positive on the drop rate. From what I can tell right now, it's probably going to stay the same until they're able to get it to where, unless this helps. Because right now what they've done is they've not increased the masterworks, but they've made it so all the masterworks are just that much more useful. And so we don't know yet, but hopefully, guys, they're going to be able to drop us something cool, some good loot lately, or now. And I would advise that anybody go ahead and clear out their masterworks from their vault, because those are going to be kind of useless after this update. But aside from that, guys, I'm really enjoying the game. I'm really hoping that you guys are too, and I hope that anybody that was upset about the loot is kind of, put at ease, knowing that they're working on it and they're trying to come up with the best way that we can get good loot so we can be able to do as much of the stuff that we want to as possible. A lot of builds are going to have to be revised, and I think that that's going to be pretty dope. I think all around this is going to be very fun and a very nice update, and it's going to be one of those quality of life updates that we kind of needed, and I'm glad that they addressed it very early on. But with that being said, guys, if you guys enjoyed the video and you guys want to see more of it, make sure you guys leave a like down below, as well as clicking that sub button and that bell so you guys can be notified on every single one of my Anthem updates. And with that being said, I'm out of here, guys. Peace.